Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Indigo Diamond here with another video here to talk about the latest episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 14. Before we get into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and tell me down below, who are you rooting for? It was quite the episode, wasn't it? So, Snatch Game. Everyone loves Snatch Game. Everyone looks forward to it every season. This season, we probably shouldn't have bothered. So, my favourite thing about this episode was Michelle Visage. Just, like, before the critiques happened, Michelle was like, this cast has been really good, and we know how well you can do, and that's why it was really shocking with what happened with Snatch Game. So I'm here to investigate. And literally, like, every queen, she was like, and the investigation continues. And I was in absolute hysterics. I could not stop laughing. And it was just Michelle. Michelle was, the one that made me giggle so much this episode. And I think for me, this just reminds people, not that they should need to be reminded, but helps remind people why Michelle is there. Michelle is good TV. Michelle's very good TV. I love Michelle. She is like just like one of my favorite judges, just like ever from anything. So yeah, she had me in absolute hysterics this entire time, and yeah, it was great. So Snatch Game was interesting. Only one person was really that funny. I'll go through them queen by queen, as usual, and we will, do it. So the theme of the runway this week was Holy Couture, so essentially like religious-y. So, yeah, we'll start off with Angeria, Paris, VanMichaels. So, Angeria decided to do Tammy Brown. It's the first queen we've had in a while for Snatch Game who's decided to do another queen. Now, Tammy Brown's an interesting choice because Tammy Brown is kooky, which is great, and people love Tammy Brown, and yeah, it's because she's kooky. But I feel like Angeria's downfall with this is she just kept sort of doing this and making a face, and then you couldn't really understand what she was saying for the most part. And at one point, RuPaul even called her Wanda Sykes. So that's how you know you're not doing really that well with the character. If RuPaul calls you a different character's name, probably not the best. Now, Angeria's runway look was, I think, possibly my favourite of the night. Like, I absolutely loved it. She really went, down the church lady route. She had the fan and everything. She had a big hat. She was, doing the walk. I loved this look so much. It was everything. It, fit the category. It looked amazing. It was like a drag version of a church lady. So, it was a great week on the runway for Angeria. Challenge-wise, not so much. But, she wasn't the only one. So, it's not the end of the world. Up next, we've got Bosco. So, Bosco decided to do Gwyneth Paltrow. Why? I'm not 100% certain. I feel like the thing is, like, one of the things that really threw me off with Bosco was the fact that Bosco was doing their deep voice for Gwyneth Paltrow. And I'm like, Gwyneth Paltrow has, like, quite a light voice, doesn't she? From what I remember. So it just seemed a bit weird that she was like leaning more into like the deeper voice. I feel like maybe she should have picked a character that had a deeper voice. I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't the best. Now, for Bosco's runway, she came out like a nun, and you're like sat there going, yeah, okay, Holy Couture, and then she took the is the habit the outfit? Or is the habit the headpiece? Or is the habit both of them? I don't know. But she took like the below the neck off to reveal like a bra and panty and some like Satan hoofs. So I must admit, I preferred this sort of like bra and panty set to her last week's bra and panty set. And, you know, it was very much on theme, but it didn't look too bad considering, you know, what she had on to reveal off to. I feel like it made sense. The thing that I found a bit weird is she did have like a belt with like a gold clasp on it that she then took off just to show off a bit like the like cincher that she had on or something. And I was like, did you really need to? I would have left the belt on. Leave the belt on. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't say it's Bosco's strongest runway. I will say I preferred her showing her butt in this outfit to when she did the like vampire for the heart on runway. And I think the reason for it was because with the heart on runway, she had that massive cutout and it made the dress move a bit weirdly and it looked a bit weirdly when she walked in it. Whereas here, she just had like, you know, like a panty on, so it looked better, essentially. So from... This is when we go that I can't see. So Bosco to Deja, Skye, who was the only one that actually did like super well this episode. It really was Deja's Snatch Game. So Deja was, I'm going to get this person's name right, Lil Jon, I think. The one that keeps going, yeah. I can't do that. That sounded really bad. It was funny. Deja stayed in character. There was this really hilarious point where Deja lost the grill that was on her teeth, and you know she played with it. It wasn't like, oh god, that shouldn't have happened. It was like, oh yeah, I just need to order a better one. This one's terrible. So Deja's runway look. So Deja did Joan of Arc, and I love the idea, perfect idea, but did look a bit costumey, a bit cheap. Didn't look necessarily as elevated as some of the other queens this episode. But honestly, I'm really happy to see Deja get a win because I still feel like she should have won last week, and she definitely she was the only one that deserved to win this week. So yeah, Deja did a good job. And yeah, I just realised I've missed someone. Daya before Deja. We'll go on to Daya now. Daya did Ozzy Osbourne. Now, Ozzy I feel like could have been a really good choice, but she mentioned about biting the head off a dove, which I'm pretty sure Ozzy didn't do. He bit the head off a bat, not a dove. And it didn't feel like a drag version of Ozzy Osbourne. And there were a couple of times where Daya, I keep trying to fuse Deja and Daya together to make one name. Daya. Daya, at one point, seemed like she was copying Bosco's answers. I'm like, Bosco's not doing well. I would not copy Bosco's answers. Also, why are you copying someone's answers? Like, can you not come up with anything yourself? Daya, again, seems like she's becoming Bitter Betty again. So, at the start of the episode, because we had the double save last week, she was saying about how, oh, whatever, it wasn't that good. And then, essentially, we got told that next week is going to be just a lip sync tournament to see who's going to get eliminated, well, who should have been eliminated this episode, essentially. And Daya was like, what, you're telling me I'm as bad as Jasmine was? And it was like, well, yeah, neither of you were funny. It's like, yes, Jasmine wasn't like the best in it, like, but you know, she wasn't the best at her character. She also wasn't funny. You were kind of in character. There were a couple of things that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but you also really weren't funny. So yeah, you were just as bad as Jasmine. Get off your high horse. You know, maybe competition is not something you should go into, like, as a general thing. Because thing is, like, I'm sure Daya is a very, very nice person. Daya is very attractive out of drag. I wouldn't say no. But, you know, she has mentioned she's very competitive. And you know, there are a lot of people that competition maybe just isn't something you should go into, like, especially if it's going to be televised for everyone, because it can have some negative, you know, negative outcomes. Now, I'm not saying that this is an excuse to send, you know, hate or anything towards Daya. At the end of the day, yes, she has said these things. Yes, this is the way she's acting, but this is a TV show. This is probably nothing what she's like in real life. I mean, if you think about it, right at the start of the competition, she was lovely, you know, but then it it's a pressure cooker, you know, the pressure's clearly getting to her, and, you know, that's what happens with competitions for people. So, you know, no hate to Daya, you know, I'm sure she's lovely out this, but we're talking about Drag Race, and honestly, now, Daya's runway look, again, I didn't really like. She was saying about how it's like a bunch of different wedding dresses meshed together. It didn't look great. Also, she was wearing a white wedding dress with black stockings, or like black tights, and then like stripper shoes. Like, it just did not look good, like from the waist down especially. But then she also couldn't walk in the heels, and she fell over at the time. And she's like, you know, I made it work for me. And it's like, yes, you did actually make it work for you, but everyone still could tell quite easily that you fell and you didn't mean to. So, you know, also the outfit wasn't that good. I was not a fan. So now that we've looped around a bit, I was going to do it in alphabetical order, I messed it up, but we can go back to that. Jasmine is next. Jasmine Kennedy? Jasmine Kennedy, oh my god. Is it Betsy DeVos? Now, when she said, I'm going to do Betsy DeVos, I sat there and I was like, hang on a minute. Isn't that who Scarlet Envy did in the Trump Rusical, where she was like drunk all the time? So, yeah, I sat there and I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, if that's how Scarlet was doing it, maybe Jasmine will do the same thing. Maybe she'll just be like drunk all the time. She won't know anything, but I mean, it just wasn't really funny, was it? I mean, she had an accent, and the accent I didn't think was too bad. She did say to Ru during the walkthrough that she thought it was going to be almost like her southern accent was. And every time I think about Jasmine doing that southern accent, I get the giggles. Maxine! Oh, it was so, like, out of place because everyone was trying to do these, like, really sophisticated southern accents. And then Jasmine was just country. I don't know. I loved it so much, and I really felt like I shouldn't have loved it as much as I did, but I thought it was hilarious. And, yeah, I didn't think she went, like, that bad with her Betsy DeVos accent. I actually thought her Betsy DeVos accent worked quite well for the character, but yeah, it just wasn't funny. I love the fact that in the critiques they said, oh, it's almost like you took her job more seriously than she did. It's like, oh, that's a read. It's a good read, but still a read. Now, Jasmine's outfit on the runway, she was going for the more astrological angle? It's astrological, isn't it? Because it's astrological. We're going with that anyway. I actually really quite like this look. She did have a reveal, and honestly, I didn't like the outfit she revealed to as much as I like this one, so I'm not putting the other revealed one on there. I'm just going to keep this one up. So this one I did quite like. I like the sort of like, you know, she had the sun and the moon, you know, and she had the little headpiece. Makeup looked really good with it. So again, a lot of people seem to have done well on the runway this week, but then in the challenge it was just, oh, okay. Up next we've got from Jasmine to Jorgeous. So I've already forgotten who she was doing. She was doing an actress who had been on something with Ru. No, not Brooklyn, was it? I don't remember. Yeah, it didn't really go anywhere, did it? Wasn't really funny. It was just kind of like, oh, okay. It is what it is. Now, when Jorgeous came out on the runway, she had this like really nice green outfit, and then she had the purple hair, and then I realised she was doing marijuana, and I was like, okay. Uh-huh. I'm not like a weed person. I've never been a weed person. I don't think I ever will be a weed person. I don't see the appeal. I think it stinks. You know, I hate the smell of it so much. And anyone I've met who does weed is... Usually when I meet them, they're really quite boring to be around. So I'm going from my personal experiences here. So I'm sure many people that do it are very lovely people. I mean, Jorgeous is lovely. So, you know, clearly it's not that bad. But I don't know if she's had any recently. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not for me, but hey, just don't let me smell it. I hate the smell so much. I really hate the smell. Who is next? Oh, Lady Camden. I was like sat there going, I can't see, and then I saw the runway look slightly, the colouring, and I was like, I know who that is. Lady Camden's next. Now, Lady Camden did William Shakespeare in the challenge, and during the walkthrough, Rue was saying about how, oh, you know, we like who else did you have sort of in mind sort of thing, and Lady Camden mentioned about Joanna Lumley as like Patsy from AbFab, would have been an amazing choice, and Rue was like, well, we don't really know much about, you know, William Shakespeare's personality, you know, maybe he's a bit of a party animal sort of thing, and Lady Camden was like, oh, taking that hint, you know, we can make him a bit crazy, a bit of a party animal. Now, I will say, I thought out of all the people that are now up for elimination next week, Lady Camden was probably the one that I was sat there going, I could have probably been okay with her being safe. I didn't think she was terrible, and I had a couple of giggles from her, and I don't know if part of that's maybe because she was doing a British character and maybe the humour was more Britishy, which then I don't know what it was, but I think I maybe would have put her as safe, but maybe because they were like all the rest of them were in the bottom, they were like, well, we can't have one person safe, so they're just all in the bottom. Now, they didn't like Lady Camden's runway look either. I actually really enjoyed it. So she was obviously going for the Spice Girls, and she, you know, I loved her hair. This big blonde hair was beautiful. She had like tiger print, but it was like pink tiger print, and she had like the platform heels and everything. It was great. Platform shoes. They weren't platform heels, were they? Platform shoes, because they were like that, not like two separate bits. But, you know, I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I loved the fact that the like coat had a lining on the inside and it was the Union Jack. I thought this outfit was really good. And I was actually really surprised that the judges didn't like it. So, yeah, I don't know. I suppose it's just one of those things, isn't it? The judges kind of flip-flop a lot of things on season to season, so who knows. Finally, we have Willow Pill. Now, Willow Pill decided to do Drew Barrymore. Oh god, she's cursed me, I can't speak. Drew Barrymore. Now, I feel like this could have been really good, but Willow forgot that Drew and Rue had been in something together. She messed up a couple of her words, bless her. And yeah, it was interesting. She looked good. She really did look quite like Drew Barrymore, so, you know, props to her for that, because that can't have been easy. Now, on the runway, Willow went for mushroom, and she was going for like a special kind of mushroom, because it was like white with like red bits on it and that. Now, I really like the outfit. I know I've seen some people say that they didn't necessarily, if she hadn't said mushroom, she wouldn't have got it. The judges clearly understood that it was mushroom. For me, the bit that I knew it was mushroom was the little like headpiece she had. That instantly, I looked at that and I was like, mushroom. I can tell that's mushroom. Like, without, if she hadn't told me, mushroom is what I would have got. But I loved this outfit. I thought it looked really good on her. The makeup was great, and it just all looked good. So yeah, that was Willow's week. She didn't do well in the challenge, which was surprising. I thought she would have done better at Snatch Game, but I don't know. So next week is the RuPaul Lollapalooza, to essentially find out who's going to get eliminated. I would be happy to see like a couple of people go, I think, but I feel like if we're going to get anyone, it's just going to be like one person. Or no one's actually going to go because the final two that lip sync, whoever loses might have the golden ticket. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see how that's going to go. I'm intrigued to see what the lip sync songs are because, you know, sometimes they can pick some really good songs that I'm happy to just sit there and like see multiple people lip syncing. I'm assuming they're going to do it like a tournament style, so like they'll be paired off, and then like whoever loses those lip syncs will like be paired off again, and so on until you just get to 2 at the bottom. I would imagine. I don't know, but yeah, I'm intrigued to see how it's going to go with the point system, just to kind of make it slightly confusing because I didn't want to like have everyone still where they were and then put Deja with a like change points because of the fact that she won this week. So I've minused a point off for everyone apart from Deja because Deja won. So Deja's got a point. I've minused off a point for everyone else, which means next week whoever gets eliminated, I just have to minus another point off because, well, if anyone does get eliminated, I just minus off a point because then that'll be their -2. So, yeah, that's what I've done with the points, just in case anyone is looking at those and is a bit confused as to what's happened this week. That's that. I don't know how everyone's going to do. I'm a bit nervous, because, like, Willow, I really love Willow, but I don't know, like, what her lip sync... oh, God. What her lip syncing skills are like. Again, I really love Angeria. I'm not sure what her lip syncing skills are like. Yeah, I'm intrigued. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know down below, what did you think of this episode? You know, who do you think's gonna go out in a lip sync battle? And who do you want to win at this point? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I will see you lovely people next week for season 14 because I don't have anything else to film at the moment. See ya!